Today we'll be looking at the multiplication of fractions and whole numbers. This is very similar to the fraction of problems. They were based on the same thing, a fraction of a whole number. So here we have our problem. We have 1/10 of 6. Now we could actually use these boxes to color in to help guide us with our answer. So here we have 6 blocks broken into tenths, and we can color 1/10 out of each block. Once you've colored in those blocks, you can see I've created a math problem, because that's what the picture is telling us. We have 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 plus 1/10 equals 6/10. Now there's another way we could color. We could color all 6 in one row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to show us our answer. Now, as you remember from before, in our previous video, or maybe not, maybe this is the first time watching, we can also, to show our work, we take our 6, we put it over 1, because that maintains the same value, and then we're able to just multiply straight across. When you multiply straight across, you get 6/10. And when we have 6/10, you notice that they're both even, so that means we could simplify them by dividing top and bottom by 2, and we can get a simplified answer of 3/5. Let's take a look at our next question. Our next question, very similar. We have 3/4 times 2. Just like before, we can go ahead and color in 3/4 of both of those. And we can ask ourselves, how many fourths do we have colored in? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have, or we could do the addition problem, 3/4 plus 3/4 equals 6/4, which is the same as 1 and 2/4. Or, if we wanted to show it in multiplication without the picture, it would look something like this. Put our 1 under the 2 because that's still a 2, it maintains that value, and then we are going to multiply straight across, and we see that we have 6/4 as we found up there, and we get 1 and 2/4, and many of us already know that 1 and 2/4 could be simplified to 1 1/2. With our final question, you'll know a couple differences. One, you'll notice that I hand drew in my boxes, which is always an option if this helps. And another thing you'll notice, I switched the order of my whole number and my fraction. But what's important to note is it's still going to be the same thing. So we have 2 times 3/7, or basically what that means is we have 2 3/7. So we can come in, we can color them. I'm going to just color them separately, and I can ask myself how many sevenths do I have colored in, and you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I have 6/7 colored in, so we could count the blocks. So that's one way to get this answer. You could do an addition problem, so we could use addition, and remember multiplication means it's kind of fast addition. 3/7 plus 3/7 equals 6/7. Or our final way that we are learning now is to just go ahead and multiply straight across. Again, we put the 1 under our whole number, and then we are able to multiply straight across. We get 2 times 3 equals 6, and 1 times 7 equals 7. So to recap how to multiply a whole number times a fraction, you can use the picture if that's an option, or you need to make sure that you multiply straight across, and it's always a good idea to put a 1 under your whole number. That way you have numerators and denominators for both numbers. I hope this helps.